Chosen one, everything you've walked through was not random. It was a test of sacred proportions. Heaven has been watching, not just to observe, but to verify that what I placed in you would not be corrupted by pressure. You didn't collapse, you didn't forfeit, you didn't sell out. And now I am speaking clearly. You passed. You passed what others failed. You endured what many avoided. You stayed when it would have been easier to run. And because of that, what I release next will not be a reward. It will be your rightful inheritance. You need to know that this wasn't a test of behavior. It was a test of becoming. I wasn't measuring your perfection. I was confirming your position. I needed to see if you would still believe when belief cost you everything. I needed to see if you would obey when obedience made no sense. And I needed to see if you would walk alone, without applause, without answers, without comfort. And you did. You walked through the wilderness with no map but my voice. You trusted me in the silence. You believed me in the fog. And now, I say again, you passed. The pain you went through was not punishment. It was preparation. I allowed it because what I've assigned to you requires the maturity that only fire can form. You had to be forged in a place where no one else could shape you. That loneliness was divine design. That rejection was divine protection. And every tear was a seed in my garden. You didn't just survive, you transformed. You didn't just make it through, you were reborn through the very thing that tried to bury you. That is why hell failed. That is why your name still echoes in heaven. I want you to remember this. Many are called, but few are proven. And now you are not just called, you are proven. The wilderness did not break you, it revealed you. The delay did not disqualify you, it marked you. The confusion did not consume you, it carved clarity into your spirit. You have become what the trial was designed to produce. And now, doors that have never opened for anyone in your bloodline will swing wide for you. Not because you earned it, but because you proved that you could carry it without losing me. What comes next will not make sense to your past. Your past was training for warfare. Your future is designed for rulership. I'm not just giving you access, I'm giving you authority. Authority to speak, to command, to build, and to restore. You were not raised up just to rise. You were raised to raise others. The fire that purified you will now burn through everything I assign to your hands. You will not lead from brokenness. You will lead from wholeness. You will not build from desperation. You will build from overflow. You passed, and now I'm passing the mantle to you. No more testing season. This is commissioning. No more survival prayers. This is establishment. No more wondering if you're ready. This is the moment I prepared for. You thought the test was about enduring, but it was about unlocking. The very thing that tried to break you was my tool to open what had been sealed. And now, even your enemies will have no choice but to say, God is with them. What you endured silently, I will now reward publicly, and it will be undeniable. Your rise is not promotion, it is prophecy being fulfilled. Your obedience has rewritten timelines. Your consistency has rerouted generational outcomes. Your yes in the dark has unlocked blessings in the light. And now I am multiplying what you surrendered. Nothing was wasted, not one heartbreak, not one disappointment, not one lonely night. I saw it all, I counted it all, and I have weighed it in the scales of eternity. And now I call you faithful. And because I call you faithful, I will establish you in ways you never imagined. The sacred test is over. Your elevation is my decree. Chosen one, now that you've passed the sacred test, the silence is breaking. What you couldn't hear before because of noise, you will now hear clearly. The frequency of heaven is shifting in your favor. Instructions are coming. Clarity is coming. Divine strategy is being released, and this time, you will not second-guess what you hear. You've been tested in confusion so that I can trust you with clarity. You've been refined in stillness so that my whisper now sounds like a roar. This is the moment I begin to download not just words, but blueprints. There is a path laid before you that no one around you will understand. It will not be affirmed by popular opinion. It will not be confirmed by human logic. It will be established by signs, wonders, and my hand alone. I'm calling you to build what has no model, to say what has never been spoken, to go where others were afraid to step. You are not following trends. You are trailblazing timelines. The wilderness humbled you so you would not idolize platforms. The silence trained you so you would not depend on praise. And now you will move with precision. I am releasing to you divine sensitivity. You will feel what others overlook. You will discern what others dismiss. I've sharpened your spirit to detect shifts in realms others don't perceive. You will know when to speak, when to move, and when to remain still. The test has given you a trust with heaven's secrets, and I will now begin to reveal things that will feel too weighty for your logic, but your spirit is ready. Don't question if it's too much. I only reveal what you are equipped to carry. And you, chosen one, are equipped. The places I'm taking you next will not be familiar, but they will be fertile. I'm sending you to territory where others failed because they were not assigned. But you are. What others abandoned, you will restore. What others broke, you will rebuild. You are not being relocated. You are being planted. And where you are planted, you will flourish. You will not need approval. You will need obedience. You will not need followers. You will need fire. You've been trusted with flame. Now, you will light everything I place under your feet. If this message is stirring your spirit, hit like and look in the description for your free daily alignment guide to help you stay aligned every day. The rewards you are about to walk into will offend people who only saw your suffering. They will not understand how you got here because they didn't see what you passed. But do not explain yourself. You don't owe them clarity. I didn't promote you to impress them. I promoted you to fulfill my purpose. And every attack, every lie, every exile, they were all part of the test. What they tried to block, I used to build. And now, the same mouths that cursed you will have to witness your commissioning. You're not being restored to where you were. You're being launched beyond anything you've known. The divine test wasn't about getting you back to normal. It was about catapulting you into your divine dimension. I've recalibrated your capacity. I've stretched your perception. I've enlarged your territory. And now, I am releasing acceleration. What should have taken 10 years, I'll do in 10 months. What was delayed is now released. What was withheld is now overflowing. And what was buried is now resurrected. Don't try to reconnect with what I disconnected you from. Don't mourn closed doors when I am opening realms. The people I removed could not go where I'm taking you. The access I revoked was for your protection. Stop grieving what I pruned. Start preparing for what I'm planting. You are not stepping into comfort. You are stepping into commission. This is your Issachar moment. You know the times and seasons, and now you move as one who carries divine instruction. Chosen one, now begins the unfolding of what I promised you when no one else believed. You didn't hold on to my word because it was easy. You held on to it because your spirit knew it was eternal. And now, I am unfolding what looked impossible. It's not delayed anymore. It's not someday anymore. This is the manifestation moment. What I whispered is becoming visible. What was invisible is becoming undeniable. And no one will be able to say it was your doing. Every eye will see it was my hand alone. The resources you lacked will now pursue you. The people you needed will now find you. The opportunities that ignored you will now be reordered by my voice. Because you didn't force your way into rooms, I will now open doors you didn't knock on. Because you waited with integrity, I will now reward you with overflow. This is my justice in action, not punishment of others, but restoration of what was stolen from you. Everything you lost is not just being returned, it's being multiplied, not just sevenfold, but limitlessly. You've been tested in faithfulness, and now you'll be trusted with fullness. This is not a tease, this is a transaction. Heaven is releasing what earth withheld. Systems are bending, rules are breaking, timelines are collapsing under my command. I am rearranging everything to fulfill my word in your life. Those who said never will now witness now. Those who spoke against you will now fall silent. Your name has been marked by me, and I will not allow anyone to unmark what I have sealed. You didn't change for applause. You changed for alignment. You surrendered not for public recognition, but for private intimacy with me. And now, your private surrender is becoming public stability. Your obedience in the dark is becoming dominion in the light. You don't owe anyone explanations. You owe me obedience. And now that you have given me that, I will give you the fullness of what I promised. This is not just your time, this is your territory. The season of uncertainty is over. You will no longer wonder if you heard me. You will no longer question if I was speaking. You will no longer vacillate between two opinions. My word to you is settled. The ground you are standing on is holy, and from this ground you will launch. Not into chaos, but into clarity. Not into anxiety, but into assurance. You are not stepping into the unknown, you are stepping into the unveiled. The fog is lifting, the veil is torn, and my voice is your direction. You will not need confirmation where I've given you command. Stop asking for signs when I've given you a word. Stop shrinking when I've called you to speak. Stop hesitating when I've called you to move. The sacred test has confirmed it. You're ready. And when I say you're ready, no man can deny it. You won't be perfect, but you will be positioned. You won't have all the details, but you will have divine instruction. Move with what you have, and more will be revealed. Your steps are ordered now, not because of your plans, but because of your posture. You knelt before me in private, so now you rise with me in public. And as you step, provision will meet you. You won't chase money, money will find you. You won't beg for support, support will be assigned. You won't strive for influence, your presence will carry my weight. This is what it means to be chosen. This is what it means to pass the sacred test. The wait was preparation. Now comes the release, and hear me, this is just the beginning. I am not releasing fragments. I am releasing fulfillment. I am not giving glimpses. I am delivering greatness. I am not reactivating old things. I am birthing new realms. This is the emergence. This is the shift. This is the outpouring. You've passed, and now the heavens are responding. Move forward, speak boldly, walk fully, and know this. Nothing will be denied to the one I have tested and trusted. Chosen one, you have no idea the magnitude of what's about to break open for you. What you called survival, I called seed time. What you thought was the end, I declared as the beginning. Every delay, every rejection, every unanswered prayer was working for this very moment. I was never ignoring you. I was insulating you. I was not holding back blessings. I was holding back burdens you were not meant to carry. But now, the test is over, and the blessing is due. Not earned, not begged for, but due by covenant. The attacks weren't about your past. They were about your future. The enemy saw what I planned before you did. That's why the pressure was so relentless. That's why the warfare was so intense. You thought it was personal. It wasn't. It was positional. Hell doesn't fight the lost. It fights the anointed. And you, chosen one, are anointed for something generations have waited for. Your victory is not about comfort. It's about continuity. You are breaking through so others behind you will never have to fight what you fought. The sacred test had to isolate you so you would stop performing and start becoming. I stripped you not to shame you, but to shape you. I silenced everything around you so you'd learn to hear only me. And now, because you listened in the absence of applause, I will promote you in the presence of your enemies. This isn't favor for the sake of favor. It's alignment with destiny. You've passed every requirement. Now comes every release. Your name is in rooms you haven't walked into yet. Your yes has opened doors that no man can close. The reason it took so long is because I was building something that couldn't collapse. I wasn't just forming blessings. I was forming your character. I was anchoring your soul. I was expanding your vision. You are not stepping into something shallow. You are stepping into something sacred. It's why you felt like everything was being stripped from you. Because what I am about to place in your hands required the kind of emptiness only surrender could produce. And now, I will fill what was emptied. I will clothe what was exposed. There were moments where you thought you failed. Moments where you almost walked away. Moments where you doubted whether you were hearing me at all. And yet, you stayed. You cried and stayed. You doubted and stayed. You felt nothing, but you stayed. And I never forgot that. That is why I am responding not just to your need, but to your endurance. I am rewarding you not just for believing, but for becoming. You are no longer in the waiting. You are in the walking. Every step now is sacred ground. The restoration will be swift. The compensation will be undeniable. And the vindication will be divine. I am going to make sure that everyone who watched you fall sees you rise. Not to shame them, but to glorify me. I will make your testimony loud. I will make your story unavoidable. I will make your victory contagious. This is not about revenge, it's about revelation. When I raise you, it is to reveal what I can do with the one who refuses to quit. And that one is you. I'm not asking you to prove yourself, I'm asking you to be yourself. You don't have to argue, you don't have to compete, you don't have to explain. The light I've placed in you is enough. Walk into rooms with quiet power, stand in places with holy assurance, and know this: everywhere you go from here, you carry the mark of the tested, the anointing of the trusted, and the favor of the chosen. I am with you. And if I am with you, no force in heaven, earth, or hell can stop what I've set in motion. Now rest in this, chosen one. You didn't just pass the test, you've been approved by fire, sealed by obedience, commissioned by glory. The old you couldn't handle what's next, but the new you is ready. You've died to who you were. You've awakened to who I said you are. Now walk boldly, without apology, because this is the part where prophecy becomes reality. Chosen one, what's coming next will not require you to strive, it will require you to steward. I'm not asking you to hustle into your destiny, I'm calling you to host what I've already sent. The pressure to perform is over. The era of self-effort is done. What's arriving now is a result of covenant, not compensation. You are not entering because of your works. You are entering because of your willingness. And your willingness has made you fertile ground for my fullness. You're not chasing blessings, they are chasing you. I've broken cycles that ran through your bloodline for generations. What bound them will not bind you. What defeated them will not touch you. You were not just chosen to be blessed. You were chosen to end patterns. Your life will be the boundary line where curses stop and promises begin. You will speak and atmospheres will shift. You will move and generational doors will open. You've walked through pain that wasn't even yours, so I could trust you to steward victories that aren't just for you. You are a gate. You are a shift. You are the change. The anointing on your life is not for entertainment, it's for establishment. You are not here to be liked, you are here to be light. I placed power in you that the world won't understand, but hell will respect. You carry something that provokes warfare, but also commands breakthrough. Do not expect comfort in places I've sent you to confront. Don't be surprised when your presence exposes darkness. You're not just blessed, you're dangerous to every lie that tried to define your bloodline. And that's why I'm sending you ahead. Every space you enter now is divine assignment. Nothing is random. Every meeting, every connection, every conversation, it's all orchestrated. I'm not wasting your pain, and I'm not misplacing your influence. I've aligned time itself to bring you into manifestation. What you thought was a missed opportunity was divine redirection. What you thought was failure was secret formation. You haven't been behind, you've been hidden, and now the hidden one emerges, not loud, not proud, but undeniable. What I'm doing through you isn't temporary, it's territorial. I am establishing places, systems, and structures through your obedience. You're not walking into a moment, you're walking into a movement. What you build will last. What you speak will echo, what you touch will multiply. I'm not blessing you to impress people, I'm blessing you to establish legacy. This is the kind of wealth that transforms communities. This is the kind of favor that realigns generations. You are not rising for status. You are rising for stewardship. Don't confuse visibility with validation. Just because they see you now doesn't mean they approved you. But I did. And because I approved you, no one can demote what I elevate. This rise won't require compromise. You will not have to shrink to fit in. You will not have to water down truth to be accepted. I didn't bring you this far to make you palatable. I raised you to make you powerful. Speak when I say speak. Move when I say move. And when they question your right to be there, let your fruit answer for you. You have survived what was designed to silence you. You've overcome what was meant to obstruct you. And now I'm releasing you into spaces where your very presence will be prophetic. You don't need a title. You carry my name. You don't need a platform. You carry my fire. You don't need their permission, you carry my promise. You passed the sacred test, and now I am trusting you with sacred territory. Guard it, protect it, steward it. Because what I've placed in your hands is holy. Let this truth settle in your bones. This is not just your breakthrough. This is your birthing. You are birthing legacy. You are birthing movements. You are birthing blueprints. Your obedience is delivering nations. Your surrender is unlocking realms. Your faith is opening ancient gates. And nothing and no one can stop what I have begun in you. Stay close. Stay surrendered. Stay sharp. What I build through you will shake systems and awaken sleeping generations. This is why you were tested, and this is why you passed. Chosen one, I want you to understand what you've just stepped into. It's not momentum, it's mantle. This is not just a season of breakthrough. This is the beginning of your appointed reign. You've been crowned in the unseen, and now it will manifest in the visible. What I place on you is not for display, it's for dominion. You're not stepping into fame, you're stepping into function. You are my representative in places where my presence has been ignored. And now I'm sending you as a walking answer to long unanswered prayers. The weight you feel is not pressure, it's power. You asked me for elevation, and I gave you endurance. You asked for breakthrough, and I gave you discipline. And now that the character is formed, the calling can fully flow. I had to stretch you before I could pour out through you. I had to crush your pride so I could fill you with power. And now, you are not only a carrier of my word, you are a vessel of my glory. I'm not just giving you assignments, I'm releasing atmosphere through you. Wherever you walk, heaven walks. You are not starting over, you are starting sovereign. This beginning is not ground level, this is elevation by obedience. I have exalted you not above people, but above cycles, patterns, and past limitations. You will no longer trip over what once trapped you. You will no longer delay when I say move. You are no longer a student of suffering. You are now a steward of significance. You passed the sacred test, and that means you are trustworthy. Trustworthy with access, trustworthy with increase, trustworthy with impact. You are not rising alone. You are rising with others attached to your obedience. There are people who will only be free because you moved. There are chains that will only break because you said yes. I didn't just test you for your sake, I tested you for theirs. And now I'm placing voices, destinies, and mantles in your path. Be alert, be faithful. The instructions I give you in this season will carry generational weight. You're no longer just walking with purpose, you are walking with the authority to activate others into theirs. Your past has no authority over your next. I'm severing every tie, every guilt, every shame that tries to follow you forward. You are not defined by who you were in the fire, you are defined by who you became through it. The old narrative is cancelled. The old labels are shredded. You don't carry remnants of failure, you carry residue of glory. From this moment on, walk like you know you've been redeemed. Speak like you know you've been refined. Live like you know you've been resurrected, because you have. Let me be clear, the blessing will not arrive slowly, it will come suddenly. This is the season of the swift. Acceleration is not coming, it has already begun. Doors will open that you didn't knock on. Answers will arrive before you finish praying. Provisions will manifest without process, not because you skipped steps, but because I have reordered them. This is the favor of the faithful. This is the speed of the surrendered. I am not just restoring time, I'm redeeming it. Everything you lost is returning upgraded. People will start saying things like, I don't know why I feel led to help you, or I can't explain it, but I'm supposed to connect you. That's not coincidence. That's covenant. I'm turning strangers into supporters. I'm turning closed networks into open heavens. I'm assigning people to carry your vision further than you imagined. You're not going to have to force anything. You won't have to prove yourself. What I've placed on you will speak louder than words ever could. Now breathe, chosen one. You made it through what was designed to destroy you. You passed the test that others didn't even know you were taking. And because you passed, I will now make you a place of refuge, a voice of wisdom, a carrier of fire. The next moves you make will echo in eternity. Do not look back. Do not shrink. Do not doubt. This is not hype, this is heaven, and heaven has just marked you with undeniable authority. Walk in it. Chosen one, I want you to see it clearly now. Nothing was wasted. Not the delay, not the heartbreak, not even the mistakes. I used every single moment to mold what you carry now. You thought you lost time, but I was preserving timing. You thought you missed windows, but I was creating gates. This isn't recovery, this is resurrection. I didn't just fix what was broken, I built something entirely new. And now, you are not stepping into old opportunities restored. You're stepping into original design revealed. You've wept in secret places I've now anointed for public manifestation. You whispered prayers in the dark that are becoming decrees in the light. What once looked like collapse is now crowned with glory. The world may see your emergence as sudden, but I've been building you in silence for years. You're not overnight, you're overdue. This is what I've prepared you for all along. Every burden you carried, every attack you survived was all pointing here. Now it's time to reign, not as a celebrity, but as a vessel. This reign isn't about control, it's about consecration. You won't rule like the world does, you'll lead through obedience. You'll govern with compassion. You'll carry weight without letting it corrupt you. And because you passed the test in secret, I can now trust you with influence in the open. Don't mimic what you see, model what I've shown you. You are not being placed to blend in. You are being positioned to interrupt. You are the shift, the breaker, the proof that I still speak, still move, and still raise up the willing. Some will question how you got here. They'll wonder what changed. Let them wonder. The ones who missed your process won't be able to deny your product. And I'm not raising you up to be understood. I'm raising you up to be followed. Not by crowds, but by those assigned to your voice. Your alignment will attract clarity. Your obedience will unlock purpose in others. And you don't have to campaign for it. I am sending them. You just stay in position. You won't need to compete. You won't need to compare. What's on you is custom fit. What I've assigned to you is yours alone. The fear of missing out is a lie. You haven't missed anything. You've been marked for something that no one else can carry. And what I place in your hands will be more than you imagined. Not because you begged, but because you believed. You refused to bow to culture. You didn't chase shortcuts. You stayed rooted. And now, I will honor you openly. You're not rising for applause. You're rising for assignment. Your name will rise only so my name can be revealed. This is not about fame. This is about function. You are not here to impress. You are here to impact. And the impact you're about to have will not just touch your city. It will touch systems, structures, generations. You won't just have influence. You'll release inheritance. You won't just inspire, you'll ignite. This is what the sacred test prepared you for. Real responsibility, real reach, real reign. And with this new authority, you must move differently. Protect what I've placed in you. Don't argue with people who are blind to your mission. Don't explain what I've already confirmed. Don't return to places I've delivered you from. You passed the test so you could graduate from that level. Don't walk back into the old just to be understood. You are not obligated to make others comfortable with your calling. I didn't raise you for comfort, I raised you for change. So rise now, not with pride, but with power. Not with entitlement, but with expectancy. I am establishing you before the eyes of those who doubted you. I'm honoring you in ways even you didn't see coming. You are not behind. You are right on divine schedule. You are not unqualified. You are uniquely crafted. You are not alone. I am with you. And what's coming next, you're not walking into it wondering if you're ready. You're walking into it knowing you passed the sacred test, and now it's your time to rule. Chosen one. Now you must understand, your life is no longer ordinary ground. Where you step, I move. Where you speak, I confirm. Where you obey, I accelerate. You are not just carrying words, you are carrying weight. Heaven has wrapped influence around your voice and power around your obedience. You didn't ask for this mantle, it was assigned. And now you will feel the full gravity of what it means to walk as my chosen vessel. This is sacred, this is serious, this is sealed. Everything around you will begin to respond differently. People will either be drawn to your light or exposed by it. Environments will either shift in your favor or spit you out. Do not fear the rejection, it's a divine filter. What cannot handle your anointing cannot stay near your presence. You are not being rejected, you are being protected. I am not letting distractions come close in this next phase. I am guarding what you carry with fire. You're not just important, you're dangerous to every stronghold you walk into. There are visions I placed in you that are now unlocking. Dreams you thought were just imagination, those were glimpses of divine instruction. Begin to act on what you've seen. Begin to speak what you've been afraid to declare. I didn't give you revelation to hoard, I gave it so others could be healed. You are not called to fit within systems. You are called to reform them. This isn't about coloring inside lines. It's about drawing new ones. I'm not just giving you permission, I'm giving you blueprint. I've planted answers in you that problems in the world are waiting on. There are policies, strategies, inventions, and breakthroughs inside of you. You didn't survive just to exist, you survived to establish. What I build through you will solve what others couldn't even diagnose. That is why the warfare was so violent. That is why the opposition was so irrational. Hell wasn't reacting to who you were. It was panicking over who you were becoming. And now you've become the very thing it feared. Unshakable, undeniable, and unstoppable. Everything hidden is now being revealed, not just about you, but around you. You're going to start seeing people's true motives. You're going to sense what's behind the surface. Don't ignore those signals. Discernment is part of your reward. You're not being paranoid. You're being protected. What I reveal is not to breed fear. It's to birth focus. Now you must guard your space like royalty. You must walk with a prophetic edge. You are too chosen to be casual. Your new circle won't look like your old one. Your new mentors won't come from your past patterns. I am assigning new alignment. You won't have to chase them, they will be sent. This time, you won't need to prove your worth. They will recognize it, they will honor it, they will protect it. You're not just stepping into a new level, you're stepping into a new lineage. These relationships will not drain you, they will activate you. And that activation will multiply everything I've planted. I'm not just preparing the path, I'm preparing you for the path. That's why the process was so detailed. That's why the test had no shortcuts. Because where you're going, half-built won't hold. Shallow faith won't survive. Emotional decisions won't sustain. I needed to make sure you were anchored in my voice, not distracted by noise. And now you are steady, you are sharp, you are ready. What's coming will stretch you, but it won't break you. It will reveal the depth of what I've already placed inside you. So rise now, not timidly, but boldly. You don't need validation, you need vision. You don't need applause, you need authority. You don't need crowds, you need clarity. And I've given you all of that. This is the moment where you stop questioning and start commanding. The test is complete. The mantle is yours. The movement has begun. And I am with you, chosen one, every step of the way. Chosen one, this is where the old timeline ends. Every delay that tried to define you, every label that tried to limit you, every mistake that tried to mark you, they're all erased. I've rewritten your script. I've revised your path. And now you're not continuing from where you were. You're beginning from where I ordained. You are not picking up the pieces. You are stepping into the plan. A divine shift has occurred, and it's irreversible. This is not recovery. This is reformation. You will feel the urgency in your spirit, not to rush, but to move precisely. You will feel time collapsing around your obedience. What took others years will take you moments, not because you're faster, but because you're favored. I'm redeeming every year the enemy stole. I'm restoring every opportunity that was blocked. And I'm releasing acceleration that makes no human sense. They will ask how it happened so fast. But it wasn't fast. It was fulfillment. You weren't early. You were faithful. There will be opportunities that seem too big, too sudden, too bold. Say yes. They were sent because you passed the test. You're not being invited by man. You're being announced by heaven. I have placed your name on tongues that don't know you yet. But when they hear it, they'll move. Because what I placed on you is recognizable in the spirit. This is divine visibility. Not for your ego, but for my agenda. You will walk through doors that were locked for generations. You'll begin to notice how easy it feels, not because it lacks effort, but because it lacks resistance. I've cleared the path. I've leveled the ground. The season of unnecessary struggle is over. This is the reward for your surrender. This is the ease of alignment. You are not stepping into chaos, you are stepping into flow. You will not be drained. You will be fueled. You will not burn out. You will burn bright. The sacred test refined your oil. Now your flame will not be extinguished. If you're ready for more, like, subscribe, and type 55 below. The free daily alignment guide is waiting for you in the description. This next era of your life is not just about what you do, it's about what you release. You're about to release peace in places ruled by anxiety. You're about to release clarity in environments clouded by confusion. You're about to release light in rooms that have grown cold and dark. This isn't about being seen. This is about being sent. Every word you speak will carry anointing. Every move you make will carry momentum. And every atmosphere you enter will know that heaven just walked in. And as you walk in this power, never forget, it was the breaking that built you, the betrayal that birthed you, the silence that sharpened you. You are not rising from ease. You are rising from ashes. And I have crowned you with glory that can't be shaken. Wear it humbly. Carry it boldly. Protect it fiercely. You are not just favored. You are fortified. What would have broken others only birthed your authority. This is what trust looks like in full bloom. You will notice the favor surrounding you like a shield. People will ask why doors are opening. They won't understand the cost of your obedience. Let them wonder. Your life is now a living altar. What they see is the result of what you surrendered. You are not lucky, you are aligned. You are not gifted, you are graced. And this grace is not light, it's weighty. Walk in it, with focus, with fire, with the fear of the Lord. And above all, remember this: you passed the sacred test, and I am not a man that I should lie. What I started in you, I will finish. What I spoke over you, I will perform. You're not stepping into a dream, you're walking in a decree. You are the fulfillment of prophecy. You are the manifestation of faith. And this is only the beginning. Chosen one, everything in your life has led to this final turning point. What was once fragmented is now forming into fullness. I've taken the shattered parts and made them sacred. You're no longer walking in confusion. You're walking in confirmation. The days of wondering if it was real are over. What you carry is undeniable. What you've endured is undeniable. And what's about to unfold will leave no room for doubt. I didn't just test your faith, I elevated it. And now, your reward is not just blessing, it's legacy. You will notice how the old voices start to fade. The doubt that once lingered will dissolve. The fear that gripped you will fall powerless, because now you don't just believe, I've made you unshakable. You've learned to hear me when it was dark. Now you'll lead others in the light. You've become what you were always meant to be: a forerunner, a finisher, a flame. And no one, not even your past self, can take that from you. What I've done in you is irreversible, and the proof is about to be public. You are not just free, you are fruitful. The branches I've grown in you will feed nations. You will speak and see hearts shift. You will act and feel chains break. You will move and know atmospheres have changed. You are my walking vessel, my proof that I still choose the lowly, still raise the rejected, still crown the crushed. And now, your presence is not just personal, it's prophetic. Every room you enter will feel the weight of what I've placed on your life. And everywhere you go, glory will go with you. And as you rise, do not forget, this was sacred. This was holy. This was never about applause. It was always about alignment. And now, with heaven watching, I say again, you passed the test. You are not the same. You will never return to the wilderness you came from. You are no longer surviving. You are reigning. And everything I promised, every word I whispered, every dream I buried in your spirit is being fulfilled now. Go forward, chosen one. Carry the fire, walk in the fullness, and never look back. This is your moment. You passed. Now go.